Hey everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show. Viewers, comments, and
Catherine.
Dan here.
Nick here. Hello.
Hope you're all amazing.
Willkommen auf das Pedal Show.
You're looking resplendent in your lovely new t-shirt there, Michael.
Very nice new t-shirts. New t-shirts, or indeed new colourways of old t-shirts in that Pedal Show store. We bid you a happy Monday. Hopefully you can see and hear us. From the bar, those of you who haven't seen the bar yet, or Schwangri Bar, or the 13th bar.
Or the whammy bar.
The Whammy Bar.
I like a whammy bar.
This is the bar. This is our additional space.
The Git bar.
The Git Bar. I like the Git Bar. Even better, look, check it out. Foot switchable cameras. That's all right, isn't it? Oh, I've got to sort the focus out. It's not really Dan's hand or elbow that we want to see, but anyway, here we are.
Look at the hair. Look at the hair on that tiger.
We'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah, happy Monday to everyone, or maybe early Tuesday morning if you're watching in Australia.
Yeah. Well done to the England team. Rah, rah.
Who managed to beat Mexico 3-2.
Yes.
If you like the Socher.
Yes. Yeah. That was just, it was a surprise waking up this morning. I had an excited household.
Really?
Yeah. No one saw it. Everyone was waking up going, how did we do? Oh my goodness, we won. There we go. Yeah. Not my family saying we.
Yeah.
I'm not including myself in the we.
Yeah.
Because I stand apart.
Are they not half Australian?
My kids, I guess they're half Australian from my side, but they are born here, they live here, they are British. They've holidayed in Australia, but that's about it.
I'm assuming you can see us. I'm just going to log in because I haven't done that yet. We've been filming today.
I have been filming today.
We've been discussing and exploring some of the issues that Mr. Bonamassa might face when he puts his Tone Masters into his live rig.
It has been fascinating. Really, really interesting. Something we've been banging on about for a long time, but we've actually done it in the way that you can see it.
And understand it.
And
to all those people who say, I can't hear 1 millisecond of latency.
You'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
You'll really hear it. Anyway, it's not a bang. We just want to say from the outset, it's not a bashing digital amp show.
Not at all.
Or a tube snob show, because we use a quilter as well, a transistor amp that's 100% analog. Anyway, we won't go into it anymore. We shall just see if I can even begin to remember how to log in.
But yes, it was a really fun show. Yeah, and watched the Adam Miller show. Sorry I wasn't here for it, but great show. You did a wonderful job. And wow, him and John.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Really beautiful.
It was nice.
John popped in last week and I saw him. It's lovely to see him. And he's got some big things coming up. It's good. Lots of our friends are doing some amazing things. Massive congrats to Joey Landreth, by the way. Maybe this is old news, but I woke up this morning and on my socials was Bonnie Raitt singing
Made
Up Mind on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, nice.
I was like, yay, Joey!
They won a Grammy for it.
Yeah.
Best live performance or something.
Yeah, but it was really, really cool. And then there's a clip of him and Bonnie playing together. And it was just very, very, very much full of love.
Very nice.
Joey.
Very nice.
Very, very proud of him. And I'm just going to say quickly as well, my daughter was playing some music in her room, and I'm like, this sounds really good, some really cool songs. And I said, who is this? And she told me the name of the band, and they're called Bramwell.
Bramwell?
Bramwell. And I'm like...
Is that kind of apple?
A Bramwell apple. Yeah. There you go. And the guy's name is Tom Grogan. And anyway, he's mates with Liv. They all go to Cardiff Uni and stuff together.
Nice.
And it's really great to hear these young bands out there giving it the good stuff. It's fabulous.
Doing it.
Yeah. It sounded like some sort of, it's like a 90s revival almost. Like really great songs and recorded really well. It was really, really cool.
Heaven forbid
I
anyone
know.
should be out there a rocking and a rolling,
They're
Daniel.
doing it. I'm telling you, the kids are going to be okay.
We say hello to Paul Matulovic. Hey,
Hello,
Paul.
buddy.
Hope you're well, mate. Greetings from Massachusetts, says Matt Swanson. Byron Krause's big dog is on. Hello, buddy. Gabriel Bergman. Hey, Gabe. How are
Hey,
you, bud?
mate.
Andy McDandy is on. Robert Lewis, DMK75. Roland Batsegar is on. G Barge. And how are we? Todd Roy, BV, thank you BV for everything you do, reminding me to do things like start the podcast, which I have done, and probably some other things which I have not done.
Gary Diamond, guitarist, is on. Yes, love to see.
Dave Sandman, yeah. Athers. Oh, Athers. James Lister is on, Todd Roy is on, Johnny T, Robert Eboy, who is congrats on the win yesterday to the England soccer team.
Yes. Dan Otley, lovely guitar, Dan. Yes, I'll get to that in a bit. Airfire Ed, you superstar. Gordon Rankin, g'day, mate.
Hello, Gordon.
Hope you're doing awesome.
Dizzy Milk is on, Tim Halligan is on, John 777 is on, JR Channing is on, Kristen Abbott is on. Stuart, VH, Stuart, how are you? Stuart bought one of my tube screamers.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
bless you. Thank you.
And
Brothers.
lots of friends.
Water appearing as if by magic from off camera.
We are still in the grip, thank you, Bebbers. We are still in the grip of some fairly warm weather here in the UK. Dan is happy. I am absolutely done with it. It can do one now.
Are you?
I would like winter again, please.
Oh my goodness.
I can't.
Oh,
I just
no.
can't function, and it makes me angry. So, yes. Anyway, for those of you who enjoy the hot weather, we hope you are really enjoying it and having a lovely time.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lovely time.
I
Thank you,
just
mate.
can't work in it. Can't we work in it? Marshall Jury is on. Tim Halligan is on. Tebby Bear is on.
Centre for Wheelchair Pillow was on, who joined us for, I want to say,
An experience
an
day.
experience day. It was the last experience day, the most recent one.
Yeah.
That was wonderful to meet you, mate. Finally, that was really brilliant.
Yeah. Good. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We got a few super chats tonight, not millions so far, which is probably a good thing because there may be some waffling. As usual, as we get into it, let's see what BV is telling me. We got 19. Okay, maybe I'll turn them off. And yeah, why don't we just do that? Oh my God, Matt Knight's got an SIB Echo Drive, has he?
No,
Oh, the
no,
actual
it's the
Very
Very Drive. I had an Echo Drive and I sold it like an idiot.
Yeah, it does. And is that the one that
Noel uses.
Noel uses?
Yes. Well, Noel uses the Echo Drive, but he turns the Echo off.
Right.
But it's basically the same circuit as the Very Drive. But I've heard that before.
Our friend Matt from Boss has got one of these. I
Look
don't
at
know if
that
it's
thing.
going to focus on. I don't know if it's on autofocus or what. But anyway,
Hang on.
There it is.
There you go. Look at that.
nice. With our foot switchable cameras, totally analog. You could have done it by MIDI. TRS jack is all I'm saying.
Fabulous. No latency. Bang.
Yeah.
Hit it, you're there.
Yeah. Forget
Perfectly
your iPad
phase
apps.
aligned.
Not only is it a foot switch, it's a flaming Boss FS6, isn't
There
it?
you go.
Because it's a Roland switcher that we use, the VR6 HD. So
It's perfection.
perfection.
A marriage made in Devon.
Byron Krause's big dog says, big love. I was there. I was
Thank
just
you.
halfway into a comment. Big love to all from a sticky County Durham. Yeah, it doesn't get sticky in County Durham very often, does it?
I'm not here to judge.
Yeah. You bring the
You know,
plastic sheet, I'll bring the cooking oil, mate. Hello, pork pie hat. Your guitar isn't plugged in. No, I know. It's going to take us about another 6 months to get there, I think. As we begin to work everything out. We did use the control room today as a significant part of the video. And
Can I just say,
very interesting.
I loved that.
It was good, wasn't
It was really interesting. So what we did, because of the new setup, it enabled us to film in the main room and then come in here and do a bit of to camera stuff. Mick did some stuff from the control and from you can basically looking at waveforms And it was really cool because what we didn't do, which I think other people might have done, is to do the filming in there and then move everything in here. And we actually did it sequentially, so Mick could talk about exactly what we'd just heard, and then we're going back and forth. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I really love this space. I'm so glad
It was good.
that we've done it. It's so cool.
It was jolly good.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to turn the super chats off because we have a few. We can get into them fully, which is great. Thank you, everyone, for your super chats.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Another small but significant part of keeping the good ship TPS floating. However many icebergs we are getting around at the moment, but anyway. So first super chat in this week, Johnny T. Johnny, thank you for your continued support. Actually, we'll do this one and then we'll do some housekeeping, some important housekeeping. Johnny T says, in your Pedal World Cup, which country wins and why?
Boy, oh boy. I'll tell you what, it's hard to go past Greece. I think that because...
Hey man, that's a good shout.
It's perfect examples of quality over quantity.
Jam, Sakalis,
Crazy Tube Circuits,
Dreadbox, and I'm sure there's others. That's a really good shout, Dan.
Thank
I was
you.
going to say Japan.
Japan would be my runner-up.
Because
they'd be
Boss...
sad holding the runner-up trophy going, damn it.
Yeah, because Boss, because Free the Tone, because Ibanez.
Yeah.
I appreciate none of those things are largely... Well, actually, Free the Tone is predominantly, but...
I'm going to say Greece would go in as the underdog.
Yeah.
Come out victorious.
Yeah, nice. I mean, yeah. Honorary mention to the USA for very obvious reasons.
Yeah. But, you know.
Yeah.
Greece.
You're successful enough already, USA.
Yes.
Win everything else.
Well, but they've never been massively successful with football.
It's too boring.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
over too quickly.
There's a great early Simpsons episode where they're going, get me some soccer, low scoring and ties. Yeah. It's like, you know.
Yeah. And you can't sit with your family or in a bar all afternoon and watch it like they do with American football.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, like there's American Football Sundays where it takes all day because of the adverts and all that. And it's a nice... and it's so... American football is so unbelievably complex. Like in soccer, right, you've got 22 idiots chasing around after a ball and the only thing you have to do is stick it in the net.
Right, okay.
In American football, tell me if I'm wrong, Americans, there's like, I mean, you get 4 goes and then they get 4 goes.
Right.
And then...
Some guy's holding a hanky in the air.
Yeah.
Blowing my nose.
And then you get... Like,
throws it up. You've got one side that does
it's more
the kick
obviously adversarial.
Yeah.
So
I do like American football, though.
I'm not saying I don't like it, but the violence is actually real and full contact, whereas in soccer it's just bad-tempered and slightly underhand.
Yeah, and also Princess and the Pea. Someone touched my ankle and over they go. No, I'll tell you why. Because I used to be in a band and we used to play for the Sydney Swans. Whenever they had a home game, we'd play at their pub. And I don't know if you've ever seen AFL, Australian football.
Oh, yeah.
These guys, they all start about 6'4".
That's just like
all built
American football 100 years ago.
American football, no protection.
Yeah, with
right?
extra violence.
With extra violence. But someone kicks off, then everyone kicks off, and the ref, he leaves it for a minute, and then he goes, all right, he blows a whistle, and everyone gets up, and everyone's fine.
He just shouts, snags on the barbie, and they all stop fighting and head over to the touchline.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that was a tangent.
Welcome to that pedal show.
Yeah. Canada, says Graham Martin. Yeah, good shout. Diamond, Fairfield, Union Tube, Kingsley, Empress.
Oh,
Canada
that's a strong...
is a strong
very
shout.
Good. Yeah, very good. And Joey.
Yeah.
Joey can be the coach.
Yeah. Great question, Johnny. Thank you. Right, housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Let's have some housekeeping music down.
Okay.
Nice. This week's housekeeping, Monday the 6th of July 2026. There's more new teas in stock at the TPS store. There's this, mixtape. Get it? Mixtape. And Spirit of Tone in a new colourway. There's also a couple of other new colourways in teas, and very nice they look too. If you go to thatpedalshowstore.com, you'll be able to see them and buy them. EU friends, good news, we're back in the room again and shipping to the EU after a temporary period of absence. Catherine is currently throwing her hands in the air because it's something of a significant win. Thank you for doing that, Catherine. So there you are. We will be paying the EU duty for all parcels on your behalf, so parcels should arrive with your door at no extra fees. Thanks to those lovely people who shopped with us over the weekend and given it a go. Good, yes, so EU, please buy some merch. Please buy some merch, everyone. Work experience, Dan. We want to say thank you to Dan, who was here last week helping. He made us a thank you mug for having him at that pedal show. It's got that pedal dog on the front, a silhouette of Rosie. There you go, silhouette of Rosie on there, which is very nice. And some questionable typography with logo Dan. We can discuss that at another time. Thank you for your kindness, Dan. It was great having you here. Dan made a video. We made a video.
Did you?
Yeah, nothing to do with pedals. And he's not really into guitar. He's,
But that's what you want with work experience people.
yeah, they're here to learn about the work,
There you
not
go.
about the fun. You have to work for 20 years hating it before you can have fun, people, all right? Anyway, thank you, Dan. That's very kind. And yeah, okay, Jay. Jay watches the show.
Right.
You might just have to mind your elbow down.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah, seeing as we were calling for booze, there you go. Once we get out of the shot, it's in focus. We need to get a longer lens.
Okay.
We have said that we really can't spend any more money because business is bloody tight at the moment, but we do need to get a longer lens, Bebbers. I'm just proving it in real time. This is IWA sake from Japan, and Jay is in this small sake company in Japan, and when he saw the new bar studio, he sent us this very special bottle for Schwangri Bar. We will drink it, but it needs to be drunk between 7 and 10 Celsius. And it's best drunk from a wine glass. It'll last about 3 days in the fridge after it's been opened. So it's a very zhuzhy bottle of sake, and we say thank you very much. Anyone else that wants to send us booze, you're really welcome. Non-booze, not so much, but no, maybe some non-booze. So there we go.
Well, there we go.
Take pride of place there. What?
There you
Take
go.
pride of place there just before we drink the bugger. We shall save it for a special occasion, like a lot of this other booze in here, Dan. And that's the end of today's messaging.
Lovely.
Sorry, I'm holding a can of San Pellegrino, who don't sponsor us,
Right.
because we've been rather busy today, and I'm just catching up with myself.
It was a really fun day.
Well then,
Well,
Chai Flicks. I hope I haven't said anything rude there. Chai Flicks. Chai Flicks says, hi DNM and KNR too. With the new set, have you considered letting viewers sponsor a pedal on the shelf behind you for a month? A viewer could choose a pedal to be featured on the background with some sort of acknowledgement. That's a good idea.
that is very interesting.
And seeing as you've come up with the idea, Chai, tell us what pedal you want up there and we'll do it for free for you for the idea. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
I love the blue on the guitar right there. I love that. But I think it's a really good idea. Have your pedal of the moment.
If we have the pedal.
Oh, we'll have the pedal, Bebbers.
Just saying.
We'll have it.
Thank you for the suggestion, Chai. Let us
Yeah,
know
that's
what
really
pedal
great,
we
mate.
should put up there for you. Will Kiefer. Hello, Will. He says, do you have any string height preferences? Does a higher action provide any tonal difference, or is it all personal preference? That's a really great question. Thank you for asking it.
Yes. Okay. The action is a massively important thing with your guitar. If your action is too low, the strings won't resonate properly, right? And there's a video, I can't remember exact video that we did, but we demonstrated this where we had the action too low and it sounded a little bit buzzy. It wasn't too buzzy, but you could hear it. But the difference when we raised the action up, where you could let the string resonate properly, was immense. So it is super important that the string has room to vibrate. And if you imagine that when you pluck a string, it's not just going backwards and forwards, it's going in a circular motion. And that string needs room to be able to resonate above the frets. So if you lower it down, get it to where it's a bit buzzy and fizzy, and then raise it up another millimeter, and you'll hear the difference. And it's just finding that balance that works for you. I think Mick and I like quite a, not a crazy action, but quite a...
Yeah, mine's gone down a bit in recent months. Because in addition to what Dan's saying is how you strike the string. Obviously, once you've fretted a note, a lot of that stuff is much less important because the string is very much closer to the frets anyway.
Yeah.
So, and of course it's not, when you shorten the string by fretting it, it's not vibrating as much. But I think if you're a very heavy player and you have a very heavy technique, then a higher action can really help. And if you're a super light player, and like someone like Julian Lage, for example,
Yes,
I would imagine
okay.
he doesn't require a very high action at all. I don't know what his guitars are like. I've never played one. As I've start to hit the guitar less hard over the years, my actions come down a little bit, and string gauges have come down as well. But what Dan said about it having a massive effect on your tone is absolutely true. And that is not, so your question about it being personal preference, that's right. We love what Philip Sayce said about string gauge, for example, which was if you're a size 9 shoe, that's the size you wear. There's no point trying to wear size 12s if you're a size 9.
That's very good.
And obviously I've chosen 9 and 12 very deliberately because, you know, they might be some string gauges we'll think about. So it's, the advice I think that would come from our end is try lighter strings and try heavier strings. And the ones that enable you to speak on the guitar are the ones you should use. And then similarly, try having a slightly higher action, a slightly lower action. The problems of a lower action are obvious. String buzz, the strings don't ring out in the way that Dan said, and that can be to do with neck angle, it can be to do with truss rod, all of that stuff. Nut height is critically important.
It's so important.
Yeah.
So important.
And overly high action equally, obviously because it's hard to push the strings down and it's hard to play and uninviting. But secondly, you get all kinds of intonation problems when you've got a really high action because you're having to bend the string quite a long way even just to get it to the fret. So yes, it's absolutely personal preference dictated by string gauge and the way in which you play the guitar. I mean, I can't imagine Dick Dale had a very low action.
Oh, no. No, I remember I shared a stage with Dick Dale for like a song. I was playing with Max Sharam in Melbourne, and I'm trying to remember the name of the venue. It's an amazing venue. We were touring. We were supporting Chris Isaac at the time. And Dick got up on stage to do a guest slot at the end where everyone would jump on and go, hey, hey. And he was blisteringly loud, but you could see his action was like, you know, just amazing.
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, incredible.
So we'll take a question from Athers at this point to lots of people are asking about that guitar, Dan.
Oh, okay.
And Athos says, is that a Pacifica Pro? How are you finding the stainless steel frets? I asked this after it came up in a previous show, and you referenced the jumbo frets going on red, only to be swiftly removed.
Yes, so this is a Pacifica Pro. I played one of these at Anderton's, I want to say last year or earlier this year, and I really liked it. And I've always liked Yamaha guitars, and I had a Pacifica when I was 17. Was a massive Michael Lee Firkins fan, who messaged me this week, by the way. He's looking at coming to the UK next year.
Great, let's have him
And he's
on.
like, oh, yeah, that'd be... So anyway, and Michael played a Pacifica, and so I got one, and I really, really liked it. Anyway, I played one of these on Anderton's, and I really liked it. I am... Obviously, red is my forever guitar, and I've got some beautiful... Well, I got red and my 65, but I am really interested in trying some other guitars in the genre, and I really like this. So it's got a Rupert Neve design pickup set, and I think, use a little bit of work, but I really like the humbucker. That sounds really good. It's got this, it has a coil in the back, and so you pull this out and that becomes like a humbucker.
A coil for gain and volume, or like a dummy coil for...
A dummy coil for like a humbuckering.
Yeah, like a Thomas Blug thing.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So it's interesting, but I really like the neck, and it's super comfortable to play. Now, about the frets, they work on this guitar. The larger frets just didn't work on red. I had set up red to be very bright. When the 6100s went into red, it was brutal, wasn't it? It was so harsh. And the only thing that had changed with that guitar was the frets. So I took it back to Johnny and said, they're too much. We put the 6105s back in, red was back. On this guitar, it came set up beautifully, and I think they work really well on this guitar.
You also haven't spent 20 years playing it, so you've got no idea what it would sound with something different.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But I think in this guitar, they feel really good. I guess watch this space. But I love bright things anyway. I'm really enjoying playing it.
Cool machine.
It's a cool machine.
Get it on the show soon enough. Oliver Boysen says, what's with the new background? Oliver, it's a separate space from the regular studio. It's 2 rooms away from the studio. Used to be an office, now it's where we're going to do some other things from. We've also got the whole studio in here in terms of the back end of the production studio. So it means that we can use the main studio as a live room, produce from in here, and it just opens up some possibilities for what we're able to do. So a different space. Good. Okay. Super chats. Andrew R. Hello, Andrew. We spoke to you earlier today.
Oh, yeah. That was
Andrew
really fun.
was a winner in the Tonken campaign that we did a while back. And Andrew won a pedal, but we had a chat before. We had a look at his pedal board and we discussed about what he might need, and we came up with a solution for him, which I hope you're happy with, Andrew.
Yes, his pedal board was, shall we say, complete. It was super impressive. Yeah, it's really, really good, really good.
Andrew says, hello D&M, I thought I knew my TPS history, and I do recognise most of your set dressing, but one thing I can't identify, what is the significance of the orange telephone in the background? This is when people phone up, Andrew. And one day it might ring. There's nobody there at the moment, I don't think. No one there at the moment.
Okay.
One day somebody might ring up, you don't know. And it's one of those telephones that's got the old... In fact, I'll show you. The reason it's not ringing is because it's not plugged in. How terrible is that? Look.
That's in TPS orange. It's so cool.
Yeah. It's not an original one. Let's see if we can do it on the B cam. It's a bit bright, isn't it, that one? Oh, we've got so much to learn. So much to learn. Anyway, an old-fashioned telephone that used to do this. For those of you in England who remember those telephones, and maybe in other parts of the world. Anyway, one day somebody might phone up.
Do you remember those phones? I remember seeing people that had like 8s and 9s in their number, just going, I can't be bothered. It's like sparks and stuff flying off the phone.
Didn't they sound so much better than the modern phones, Louis?
It did, but they, they were tethered.
Thank you,
It's like
Andrew.
you had made it wrong dial. Start again. Dink.
Dink. Michael Giliberto, how are
Hey,
you,
buddy.
Michael? He says, greetings, Strangry Bar dwellers. I've been working on acoustic slide playing, so any and all advice on matters acoustic is most welcome. Thanks for Friday. Take one from the chat, if you will. Yeah, we will. It's quite... any slide playing is thankless, but acoustic slide playing particularly so, because you get all the extra string noise.
Yeah.
And all of that. But it's a wonderful sound, isn't it? Just a wonderful, wonderful sound. A couple of listening suggestions for you, Michael, if you're interested. If you've never heard Kelly Joe Phelps, with a PH, Kelly Joe Phelps, please listen to him. And who else? Actually, bring him in. Let's have your acoustic slide suggestions in the chat for Michael, please. Let us take one from the chat then.
Did, forgive my ignorance, was Robert Johnson a slide player?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think so. I'm just trying to think of that version of Crossroads. I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyone?
Anyone?
Anyone? We don't have a question at this point, so we'll come to one in a bit. Michael. Sent of a wheelchair pillow. How are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
He says, thanks again for a great day. It's the best part of my trip. I'm still in the country, convinced you're the only ones over here with an air conditioner. What gives? Yeah, so for the experience day, we've got air conditioning in the main room where we do the kind of the gathering bit of the day and have lunch and stuff. And then in the actual TPS studio, we've got aircon as well, thankfully. Why doesn't England have more air conditioning? Because it doesn't have much hot weather.
No.
Is really what you experienced was really unusual. It's normally temperate here, and usually not warm. Heating is more required than aircon.
Yes. I often find it too cold.
Yeah. Modern buildings tend to have aircon.
Yeah. Or what they call it, heat exchangers and stuff. They're more regulated.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry you're having to. There's none in here, and it is like, it's horrible in here. But it'll only be for a couple of weeks, and then we can get back to work. Airfire.
Hey, buddy.
Ed says, and so an EP is written.
Oh, well done, mate.
Congratulations. He
Wow.
says, now to get some guitar sounds. Thoughts on how to build a studio board are much, much appreciated. Also, custom pedal boards, Stealth Medium or Pedal Train Classic Junior. I have a CPB already and love it. Classic pedal boards.
Custom pedal boards. Yeah. I know Chris's work. He's fantastic. I mean, I don't know. The thing about a studio board is that you want it to be pretty flexible and you want to be able to try stuff. So getting access to the pedals and ripping them off and trying new things is pretty important.
Yeah, I would say, Ed, so there's two. Right. Have a board and make sure it's got a couple 9-volt normal. When I say normal, I mean like 100 milliamps-ish for all your overdrive pedals and things like that. Have a couple 9-volt 500 milliamps for anything digital that you've got. And if you do have pedals that are 12 or whatever, I'm going to do a Bob Fleming.
What's that?
Cough enthusiastically partway through
A sentence.
A sentence, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to happen. It just hasn't quite happened yet.
You got a cough?
I've just got a tickle in my throat. It can be quite nice just to have your pedals to hand and put things on and off. So you've only ever got 2 or 3 things on the board. Or 1. Now, that's good because it quits all your option paralysis. And it means that you're not just constantly deciding what to tread on. But it does give you a bit of a hassle with the physical time it takes to put things off and on. But I would always, personally speaking, I would always aim for simplicity when you're doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Might not be that you get the perfect reverb sound or the perfect delay or whatever. You can do all that in post if you want. The most important thing is you just get the core good sounds down. And for what it's worth, as a point of opinion, core good sounds tend to be simple for me when it comes to recording anyway.
Yeah. You just need to make sure that the sound you're recording with is a sound that's going to give you the best performance. And that's everything. Capturing the performance when you're recording is everything. Now, whether that's a very simple sound where you put on things in post with your delays and reverbs and stuff, or whether it's getting all of the effects and recording it live, it's whatever gives you the best performance. So that's all I would say. Just try a bunch of stuff. And the other thing that's important, I'll just say, like we've been in this room now for like 7 years now, the studio.
In this building, yeah.
And this is the first time that we've been able to separate the recording, analyzing, mixing thing from the actually playing in the room where the amps are. And it makes a massive difference being able to hear what's actually being recorded. In my house, I've got my ISO cab in the room next door, and I've got a hole through the wall where I connect everything up. But it's really important that if you get a great sound wherever you're recording, you need to make sure that that is being transferred into your workstation. So, if you get a great sound in the room with a cab and you just hit record, don't make the mistake of thinking that's exactly what's being recorded. Make sure you double check that that's the sound that you want is being recorded. Yeah.
And also, don't get too tied to it, because it might be that that's the sound you want, but the sound you've got is great.
Yeah, right.
Which, you get a good sound, and the inspiration goes both ways, doesn't it? I think if you start chasing sounds, you can really, really get lost instead of going, let's go with that.
Yep.
Finally, more prosaically, if you do want to put stuff on a board, it's all the same stuff we always talk about, Ed. A couple of drive sections, modulation of choice, and a delay, really. Maybe a reverb if you want to use it. And then that will get all the core stuff happening. If you want to add filters, wah, complex reverbs and stuff, then you can do that. But I think a couple of drives, a modulation which you can swap for another modulation if you want, and a delay will get you a long way there.
Yeah, fabulous. Yeah, awesome work, mate. Really looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Little interesting side note, Airfire Ed was the first person ever to turn up on one of our experience days.
So you were, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a great day we had too.
Yeah, it was brilliant fun.
Gold Roger says, is there any advice or other words you'd want to tell the younger generation of players, and any kind of music you wish they would listen to?
It's really tricky. I think same as as our generation, if you really, really want to do it, you're going to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
I think arguably there was something with our generation where we didn't have the distraction that younger kids have today, but I think that sort of weeds out people as well, because I know, like my daughter's friends and my son's friends, like I know so many kids that are in bands and want to play music, and it's really fabulous. What is really interesting now is they have access to all the music, and they're discovering it on their own, which is really wonderful. So,
What advice would you give?
but
them?
also I'm thinking the advice I would give is, just play with people, play in bands, get out and play as much as humanly possible. That is where you will get the most bang for your buck as far as experience and enjoyment. There's nothing like playing with people.
That is the advice.
Yeah, definitely.
Stop trying to get your hemi-demi semiquavers right and start playing with human beings, because that way music lies and that way not so much. Also, don't listen to anything that people like us tell you. All the best music that's ever been made were people telling the generation above them to themselves.
Go and do one.
You know, reject everything they believed in. Trash it, throw it in the bin. I mean, they weren't actually doing that. They were taking the... there was an umbilical cord that they couldn't cut because that was what they were listening to on the radio and the rest of it. But they reinvented it and they rehashed it. So, yeah, for God's sake, don't listen to people like me and Dan.
Yeah, and another thing.
Just, be a bit punk rock about it.
Yeah.
And throw all that in the trash and do your own thing.
Yeah.
If you've got the balls, which I'm willing to admit that I never did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, to a point. What music should they listen to?
Whatever you like.
That's hard, isn't it? Yeah, listen to it all.
Yeah. Listen to it all and
Or don't. I
yeah.
don't know. Like when I was 17, I certainly wasn't listening to it all. I was only listening to the stuff I was really heavily into.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else was shit.
I think.
Even though it wasn't, even though it was brilliant. You
Yeah.
needed that single-mindedness.
But you've got a massive scope for the styles of music that you listen to are so varied.
I think we all have, haven't we?
Yeah, but I think you discover it as you go. Just be open-minded to it. When I was young and I was in a band and it was like a hard rock thing and it was like, this is who we are, this is what we do, and we were so identified with it that I missed out on so much amazing music. And then later on when I went to study music, my eyes were opened. So all I would say is just be open to it. Just be open to a melody, be open to a groove, be open to being moved by anything. Don't, just because it's jazz or punk or country or flippin' house music, just be open to it. And it's okay to say, oh, I don't like this. That's the other thing. If you don't like it, that's fine. Yeah. You don't have to like everything. But just be open to it and say, oh, actually, there's some really interesting things in here.
Nice question. Thank you for that
well
question. Johnny C says, Mick, you hinted at more solo TPS. Does that mean you? No, just generally. I think Dan and I want to get back to doing things like vlogs.
Yeah, great fun.
And it might be, yeah. I mean, I wrote a response to a comment saying that I was trying not to be too negative about it. But business is really tough at the moment for everybody, and what that means is you have to start doing other things to earn money, right? And that means Dan increased intense focus on the gig rig. It means I'd probably go back to doing a bit of freelancing and stuff, because we went through. COVID was a bloody disaster for so many people, but it was utterly fantastic if you were involved in our end of the game or in music retail. And music retail, this caper, like being on YouTube, really went through the roof. And we're all, I mean, if you're wondering why a certain corporation is getting litigious at the moment, it's because they're running out of cash. And so, yeah, I think we've all just got to duck and dive a bit more and just follow our noses a bit more, all of which is exciting and good fun. None of it's bad news, but we just adapt, don't we? We duck and dive. So yeah, again, I don't want that to come off too negative. It's just a sort of realistic look at the situation. So yeah, I think so. But more positively, we do want to start getting back into doing more vloggy stuff. I think we both really enjoy that stuff that's a little bit off topic, that maybe wouldn't fly as a main Friday show for whatever reason. And the other thing, the nice thing about doing our own individual vlogs is you can kind of do them over a period of time. Whereas when Dan and I are together to film, we kind of a truncated amount of time together. So you do have to kind of be on it and really get the shows done.
Yeah.
So that we can
Carry on.
feed ourselves and things like that afterwards. So and please don't take that as pleading poverty or saying that we're going down the toilet or anything. It's not that at all. But as almost anyone in business will tell you right now, we are all paddling a little bit harder
Yeah.
to do the same speed.
Absolutely.
And that's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. 'Twas always thus.
Yes. Seasons.
Yep, exactly. It is what it is. Winston Bowman. Hello, Winston.
Hey, Winston.
He says, thanks, Mick and BV. For the Eminence Muse recommendation last week, I haven't fully worn it in yet, but I can already tell it's ideal for my purposes.
Nice.
Nice. Actually, BV sent me a text earlier to say that apparently that Eminence Muse speaker is in Joe Perry's touring rig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There we go. The Muse 1292 overdrive at lower volume.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Joe Perry has put them in his backline, so they're down to whatever dB they are. Somewhere between a regular guitar speaker and the Celestian Peacekeeper, so halfway
That's
between.
fascinating that he's done that for his
Yeah.
live rig.
Well, all the Heritage acts are going to lower stage volume, aren't they?
Amazing. Okay. That's very interesting.
I totally get it as well, because when you know, there's silent stages, which are one thing, and then there's doing like a year tour at 120 dB every night.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
That's
it's
brutal.
not. Yeah. Anyway, lest we go there. Nice one, Winston. Please let us know how you get on with it. G-Bard.
Hey,
Greg,
buddy.
how are you, buddy? I want to say thank you again for the tea. I've been enjoying it greatly. He says, dear mates, thanks to everyone who made Experience Day come alive. Despite my mental gymnastics, the time flew by. Your generosity of spirit lives in both of our hearts. Long live TPS community. Cheers, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
That's
G.
wonderful.
Thanks, Greg. That's really kind of you.
Yeah, it was such a great day. It was really great to meet you, mate, finally, after all these years. It's brilliant.
Yeah. How about putting a little cozy place for Rosie between you instead of the amp? Yeah, that might work. She does. She's got a chair just off camera, which she sometimes sits in, but it's so hot at the moment she's on the floor. So, yes. And for all the best wishes that you sent Rosie, she had a cone on last week, if you remember, the cone of shame, because she'd had a couple of teeth in the head. So she is now fully recovered. The stitches have all healed, and she is fully back to normal. I'm very pleased to say.
Bless her.
Yeah. Chris Turner. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
He says, evening, gents. I'm becoming obsessed with Dan Electro. 25 years ago, the Dano was almost my first guitar, but the stars didn't align. Recent gas is strong, though. What are your thoughts on Dan Electro guitars?
You can't argue with the impact that they made. And everyone from Zeppelin to the Longhorn, which was used all over the place.
Yeah.
They were...
Carol Kay used it a lot.
Yeah.
I think Carol Kay used it a lot in all the millions of things that she played on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying she used it on all of them, but
she did use it.
I'm pretty sure she used it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're an important guitar. And what I love about them is they were never made to be an expensive guitar, right? They were made to be as good as the money would allow them to be made to be. And but they came up with something unique, and they really did have a sound. And it's really interesting that so many guitars have come and gone in that budget range, but they've managed to, and they did have some big artists playing them, and that certainly helps.
I don't know the sales history of Dan Electro. Obviously, most of us know Dan Electro when they got reissued in the 90s, and they came along with things like the U2, which is the single cut one, and then the DC59, which is the double cut one, the Longhorn in both guitar and bass form, and there was a baritone, various things as well, and they were the brand was rebirthed by Steve, somebody or other, and I forget the name, but anyway, apologies to Steve. So that's how most of us know Dan Electro these days, because the brand was rebirthed, but of course they were around in the 50s. Now I want to say, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, it was the thing like Sears and Roebuck, for example, where these instruments would be produced for catalogue companies.
Right.
So they'd be produced en masse for sale in catalogues.
Yeah.
So maybe you could go into a guitar shop and buy them, I don't know, but I think a lot of them were sold sort of
for that,
with great respect further down the food chain.
To be able to make a lot of them in the most efficient way possible.
So, but what was fantastic about them is how different they were.
Yeah.
So that masonite body, which is basically like...
chipboard.
Yeah. And sort of loosely braced and generally bolted together.
Yeah. It had a sound.
They totally did. And those lipstick pickups. Let's get one.
The lipstick pickups, yes. Okay, let's get one. Brilliant.
So I take my metaphorical cap, doff my metaphorical cap to Dan Electro for being different, original, unique, and important. Really important. It certainly wasn't just another Me Too guitar, as far as I'm aware. I don't think they were copying anything. Yeah, nice.
What was the guitar played on Wichita Lineman? Was that a bass 6?
Yeah, Carol Kay plays the opening bit, I believe.
Okay.
And it might be a Dano or it might be a bass 6.
Right, okay.
Glenn Campbell played the solo on a bass 6.
Okay,
I think.
I love that song.
Again, correct us if we're wrong. Let us know how you get on, Chris, and what you end up buying.
Yeah, please do.
Phil and Catherine Musio. Hello, Phil and Catherine.
Hello, Phil and Catherine.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Do you usually set the volume on your overdrive pedals to be louder than your clean volume? With the guitar volume on 10, I use my guitar's volume control and set my pedals for unity gain.
This is a really interesting question because it's all about perception and it comes down to dynamics and how hard you hit. A very common thing that happens is you set your tone up at home and you have all your pedals set to what you think is unity. Then you get to the gig and you're hitting things just a bit harder and you're hitting your clean tone harder and it sounds louder. Then you kick on your overdrive and it's like, where have I gone? Because your overdrive is basically acting as a compressor. So unless you are super even and disciplined about the way that you attack your right hand, I mean, I'm certainly guilty of it, getting to a gig and hitting really hard. And then that clean sound that was so clean and lovely is now spiking all over the place. You know, you turn the amp down to compensate for that, then your overdrive is nowhere to be seen. So that's just one thing to be aware of. I will generally, on top of that, I will then also set my overdrives a bit louder because the part of the song where the overdrive kicks in generally is going to be a little bit louder. And I've always found it works a bit better just to have it a little bit on the gainier side. Then I've always got this here if I need to compensate.
Yeah, exactly what Dan just said. I always have my overdrive pedals a lot louder because of the psychoacoustic effect of it sounding louder but it actually not being. And if you want proof of that, just go and watch any band next week and how inaudible the guitar player often is when they step on for their solo sound.
Drives me friggin' crazy.
Because when you step on the overdrive pedal, all your bandmates go, oh God, that's too loud, because it sounds ugly, because it's overdriven, and the same with fuzz. But actually, if you were to get a dB meter, and we've done this in the studio, it sounds louder. The transients might be reading 5 dB less,
Yeah.
which is a phenomenal amount quieter than those sort of spiky bits that you pick attack. So not saying either way is right or wrong, just make sure that you are loud enough for the bits where you need to be loud. Right from being very young and being around the people I was around, always loud to begin with, louder, and then loudest
I love it.
as you step on extra things
Yeah, brilliant.
to be heard. I appreciate that might be a bit old school now, but I'm going to say it. All the best players are still old school.
Yep.
They are.
Yep.
They just are.
Yep, agreed.
So yeah, might be worth you, Phil, if you can maybe use the dB meter in your phone. I want to say there's an app
Yeah,
that
there'll
will
be
do
loads
it.
of them.
And the iPhone itself will tell you when stuff's too loud, won't it? So
Yeah.
it's listening all the time. And I'm sure if you have an Android phone, it's the same. So maybe try your phone. But if you can be asked, buy a cheap dB meter off Amazon or wherever, set it up and just test what you're hearing. Give your hearing a test about what you think unity volume is. And you might be surprised.
Yeah.
You might be surprised.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Jeff McElwain is in the chat.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, mate. Hope
Hope
you're
you're well,
awesome.
buddy. Yeah. Ran's there. Ran, how are you,
bud.
buddy? He says, greetings D&M and B and K and R. Flying the family to Lisbon tomorrow for a rock festival.
Where's Lisbon?
Portugal.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Foo Fighters, Scorpions, Skunk Anansi and many more. Cheers. Please take one from the chat.
Oh, brilliant.
That's cool, man.
Wow.
See the Foos and the Scorpions and Skunk for that matter.
Amazing.
If you bump into Ace, give him big love from us.
Yeah. Yeah, he's brilliant. Here we go. I've got a question here from Matthew Gordon.
Hello, Matthew.
He says, hello, TPS Bays. You're putting together a small stunt guitar rig for something fun outside your normal lane. What would you both go for? I'm guessing for a Tom DeLonge Strat dual rectifier and a 1960 AV. Enjoy. Stunt guitar. Yeah, I've always wanted a Charvel.
What does stunt? Is that what that means?
I guess so. You go
Yeah.
like something outside your normal thing. So like
Yeah.
a stunt guitar. Yeah, and I've always
To do
wanted
flashy
a Charvel.
playing.
Exactly. So I've always wanted a Charvel, and probably when I set up, I built the rig for Simon McBride for the Deep Purple rig, and he brought in his Angle
Oh
amplifier.
yeah, that was good.
Oh my goodness. I thought the overdrive tone that had was really fun to play, but gee, it sounded amazing.
Oh, Rosie, what's
what
the
was
matter?
that, darling?
No,
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, so probably, a Charvel and an Angle, and probably an
It's okay.
SPX90 in the loop.
It's okay. We'll go and see what's going on. So I bought the Flying V, didn't I?
You did?
Which also answers N. McGregor's question. Do you like any of the Epiphone inspired by Gibson Custom Shop guitars? Yes, I really did. I love the Flying V, but I sold it because I had to raise some money to buy other things. And but that was my stunt guitar. I think my new stunt guitar is this.
Oh, that's so cool.
The new Cutler Custom, which Dean Cutler made for me. I've been saying it for a month now. I've got to figure out this pickup issue. The pickups are too microphonic for me. I don't want to say they're too microphonic. They're too microphonic for me. In the neck pickup, I love it, but in the bridge pickup, I can't deal with it.
Yeah, but you can
So-
get that one a bit wax putty.
I just need to take it out, send it to Matt, and he'll do it for me.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I just haven't got round to doing it, and I want to rewire it because I told Dean I wanted a certain kind of wiring, and actually I want a different kind of wiring. So
Oh, okay.
anyway, this needs to come on the show soon.
It's a beautiful guitar.
It's a really cool guitar,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it's not a million miles out of my normal lane, as it were. But if you go a million miles out of your lane, you end up
and the wrong
driving somewhere to.
that you don't want to go.
You're on the road to nowhere. Oh, you know what we're doing? I've got a couple of trio gigs coming up in the summer.
Right.
We're going to do
Awesome.
Bass, up to the bags. Up to the nerve, I get like a killer. I want to open the set with it.
So cool. I always thought it was Psycho Chicken. Because I was young.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, Psycho Chicken. I think there was something else floating around
Psycho
that had
Chicken would be
Psycho
quite
Chicken. Yeah.
Enjoy the festival, Ran. Jen G Ripper. Jen G Ripper wants to know, gents, I've recently swapped to bone nuts on all of my guitars, which has a big tone difference. Has a small change ever surprised you with its impact on your sound? Thanks and warm regards.
Yeah. The frets, going from the thicker, like going from 6100s on red, going to 6105s, which I thought would be a bigger fret. It just, I just thought it would be a bit more connected, but the sonic difference was huge. And that really surprised me. I thought I was going to love it, but it was just terrible. And then going back to 6105s, red was back. So that was the biggest surprise for me. Tonally, what a difference frets make.
Small change on the guitar.
50s wiring.
Small change. Yeah, discovering actual 50s wiring for the first time, which is a small change actually, in terms of the wires you have to change for a colossally different response from your 4-pot Gibson guitar or 2-humbucker Gibson guitar. Yeah, that for me, I think. Also, just seeing as we were talking about Strats earlier, normal setup for a Strat for me is with the bridge resting on the body. And that's what I'm used to for the Sledgehammer. But if you actually want it to sound like a Strat, it has to be floating. So knowing when you can float for the style of music you want to play.
Oh, interesting.
Because if I take a Strat bridge that's floating out and do my normal thing on it, it's not going to work. But if there's a couple songs where you play in a different way and the string bends aren't quite so whatever, then I love that sound.
Right.
But I can't have the guitar like it all the time because I can't play it.
Van Halen was decked as well, wasn't he? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Most of the heavy players are. SRV, Phillips Ace. We could even include Mr. John Mayer in that.
Do you find the difference in the initial transient, especially on the lower strings, changes drastically when you're floating?
I wouldn't say drastically. It's springier.
Yeah, okay.
Overall when it's floating. And if it's really floating, then you get the wobble flutter, which I hate.
Yeah, okay.
But I know people who use it to good effect, and so the fact that I hate it doesn't matter. But yeah, just the overall strongness of the tone and the strongness of the response of the guitar, it's got to be decked.
Okay.
But, if you want to do classic Strat position 2 and 4 beautiful sounds, it's kind of got to be floating.
Yeah.
So
Oliver Boyson says even Gilmour had it decked. And Evan Ward said Psycho Chicken is Weird Al's version. There you go.
Way.
Psycho Chicken. Just good day. Fantastic.
And then Sunburst LP, Deck Strat versus Hardtail. Yeah, that came up a couple of years back. I did the kind of Strat setup, trem setup video, and it's been very popular and had tons of views and predominantly positive comments, which means I got it predominantly right, I think. And that question came up a lot there. So if you deck it, why not just get a hardtail? Well, because I don't want a hardtail. Well, I do want a hardtail, but I don't want a separate guitar just for it. But they are really different because unless you take the strings out and actually block it, and you always hear.
Yeah.
You're always going to hear that
The reverb
the
in
whole
the guitar.
mechanism. Well, not only that, but you're going to hear the whole block and everything.
Yeah, sure.
When you're used to hearing it, and if it's not there and it's just string through body like a telly, they are a different animal. Hardtail Strats, a very cool animal as well, but it is different. It is different.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you leave the springs in, it's entirely different.
Yeah, dig it. Can you dig it?
Entirely, right? Entirely.
But
Here's all sound ever. It's not different at all, right? So here is all sound ever. The difference between a hardtail Strat and a trem one is there is no difference. But if we narrow the brackets and we say all Strat sounds, then it's very different. Context is important, isn't it?
It's very important.
We can get so focused in on a small thing, and we naturally widen the brackets, and we think that this myopic, infinitesimally small corner of the universe is a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember your context.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
40 Watt Podcast says, I saw Weird Al a week ago. That band is one of the tightest, most well-rehearsed bands I've ever heard in my life. There you go.
There we are.
Amazing. Apparently it wasn't Weird Al, it was The Fools.
Okay.
There you go. Psycho Chicken.
Our Kid 67 wants to know, is there a vocal processor that will make me sound like Shane McGowan?
You know what? His vocal on, is it Fairy Tale in New York?
Just generally his vocal.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He
was brilliant, sorry.
He was.
Yeah.
No one else could do that. It was so unique, but he really had something. You know, a drinking problem, yes, but tonally he had something. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And just the conviction with which it's delivered.
Completely. That's
what it's all
That's
about, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could try some sort of distortion maybe. Bless him. Bless him. Dave Sandman. Yeah. Dave Sandman says, hi DNM. New guitar day for me, a 96 Yamaha 302S in blue. It's fantastic.
Nice. Well played.
Congrats.
Yeah, well done, mate. That's brilliant.
Is the 302 the telly-shaped one? Or more telly-shaped one?
No idea. No idea. Let's have a look.
I think it is. Isn't it the same shape as the Mike Stern? I've just searched for a Yamaha 302 and
Yep.
I've got a recorder. £26. YRA 302 recorder.
302.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay, there it is.
Did you have to play recorder in school in
Yeah.
Australia?
Yeah. It was just evil and wrong and everywhere.
It was the thing here. That's what you played. It was a recorder.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, "What are your enjoy the guitar, Dave? Enjoy
That's
the guitar."
great,
He
mate.
says, "What are your current favourite overdrives for single coils, past the obvious TS types?" So single coils, favourite overdrives, but please no tube screamers.
Okay, Keeley Mod Blues Driver. Like, if you can find an old original one, amazing. Hotcake, fabulous. And anything from Kingsley. I actually, and I must say, the new Tube Dreamer,
That's a TS type.
yeah, but it's okay. But I think that does sound amazing. The mode on it.
Takes away a lot of the stuff you. Well, it enables you to move past a lot of the stuff Dan doesn't like about tube screamers. Is that fair?
That's very fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tube Dreamer by Jam, Klon for me, still a perennial favourite.
Yeah.
DOD OD250 in the sort of
nice.
post Ingv
Yeah.
way.
Like a Distortion Plus type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
But specifically the DOD one, I like it.
Mm.
And there was one other I thought while I was doing that. For Klon, one of my favourite modern pedals inspired by the Klon is the Origin whatever it's called, the gold one, Halcyon Gold.
Oh, yes.
Because I think it can do a pretty convincing clon, but then it goes in every direction beyond that.
Okay.
I really like that. Origin Effects, Halcyon Gold.
Yeah, that's a
And the
great
reason I
shout.
choose something like the clon, it's sort of a move on from the Tube Screamer where it does put that mid-range back in. And I think the OD250 from DoD does it in a different way. And you just get that lovely sort of slightly unhinged,
Yeah, okay.
over the top rock sound from single coils that definitely puts me in mind of, well, Yngwie obviously, but also a bit Richie Blackmore and all that stuff.
Nice.
So I would say that.
I plugged in my old Eternity for the first time in years the other day. That, with single coils, very serious. The Eternity did a version called the Kanji, which I had to play in LA, and it was, yeah. And I think the Kanji was the more commercially available version. But yeah, an old Eternity, boy oh boy, that thing still sounds epic. Oh, and there was, what's the other one? Timmy, the Paul Cochran Timmy.
To be honest, because of the kind of humbucker guitars that Dan and I play, we don't tend to, if we like an overdrive, we'll like it for humbuckers and single coils.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a couple sounds in my Kingsley stuff that I definitely prefer with humbuckers.
Right.
Because it's that, when I'm specifically going for a more Dumberly type thing and it requires the humbucker to sort of push it there.
Okay.
But generally, we tend to use the same, don't we? For humbuckers and single coils.
Because we don't want to have overdrives just for specific things. We want, get the most bang for our buck. And especially when you're playing live, the real estate on the pedal board is valuable.
Yeah.
So they need to do both.
And as we've said many times, it might be that you lean slightly more on that pedal for your humbuckers and slightly more on that for your single coils. But Radio Free Nova says SD9 Geisha Drive butter machine. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Very good. David Spaceman says a special cranker, EQD, fabulous. And Jeff McElwain says the Jan Ray is quite nice for singles.
Ooh.
It really is.
Ooh.
Yep. Actually, you know what? A lot of the Vemaram stuff is very nice for singles. But the Jan Ray, I had a guitar lesson many moons ago with the wonderful...
Jan Ray?
Sorry?
She used to live on our street.
Jan Ray?
Yeah.
Oh. My mum's married name on one of her marriages was Joan Ray.
Ah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I had a guitar lesson. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's amazing. Lives in New York. Used to play with Miles Davis, Mike Stern. And Mike said, I need a new overdrive pedal. And I said, what you need is a Jan Ray. So I put him in touch with the guys at Van Ram. And next time I saw his pedal board, he had the Jan Ray on his board.
There it was.
There you go.
Airfire Ed says a blues breaker. Of course a blues breaker. Marshall Blues Breaker.
Yep.
You can still pick up the originals for fairly sensible money.
Yeah. They haven't gone...
I have to say
nuts.
that one we bought was my favourite of all of them.
Yeah, it did sound special.
Yeah.
It's the most interactive of all of them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Anyway, lots of lovely overdrive pedal suggestions coming in.
Very nice.
Paul Matulevich. Paul, how are you, buddy?
Hey, mate.
Nice to hear from you. He says, evening, gents. Dan had mentioned he might be getting hold of a Port City wave cab. Just wondering if he had and how you were getting along with it. I'm quite fond of mine, personally.
So, I know someone in the UK that had one, and when I reached out, they don't have it anymore. Port City have offered to send one, but sending it from the US is a big deal, and I don't want to go to all that effort just now. Also, we've been having a massive reorganisation around here, and if a big cab turned up when I wasn't here, it would just add to the...
What is it? What is the Port City?
It's a cab that's sort of closed back, but has ports in the front and helps throw all that. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I've heard one before and I thought it sounded really good, and I thought it'd be an interesting show.
That's what that little Mesa 112 TL
Oh, is it?
is.
Okay.
Yeah. Front ported.
Right. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. So now that we've got things mainly in place, we're still, we're 98.7% there, I'd say. Yeah, and I will try and I will reach out to my friend again and see if he remembers who he sold it to, and yeah, because they're not that common in the UK, but lots of people do love them, so I'd be really keen to try one out.
Frederick. Oh no, sorry. Why not maple? Why not maple? Why not maple? Look at the lovely silver sky with the maple fingerboard, resplendent in blue.
Magic!
Not in focus.
It's a great guitar. It's
It really
a
is.
really great guitar.
It really is.
Very impressed with that thing.
Frederick Svensson does have not a super chat. What? No super chat from Frederick Svensson, so if we've missed it, Frederick, please let us know. Why Not Maple says, hey boys, I bought a D&M drive after hearing you say they were discontinued last week, and man, it is awesome.
Oh,
Shout out to Keeley and both of you. Cheers and thanks.
Oh, you're so welcome, mate. Yeah, it was a
Enjoy.
great thing. It was a great thing.
Enjoy. Thank you for buying it. And Paul Matulovic again says, was also pleased to see today it looks like Spruce Effects is coming back. I have never heard of Spruce Effects. Have you ever heard of Spruce Effects?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I feel incomplete.
Nice. Spruce Effects. Okay, well,
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, very good.
David Tompkins. How are you, David?
Hi, buddy.
Always nice to hear from you, buddy. He says, what would your favourite pedal football team be? Reliable defenders, midfield strikers to fire at home, into the goal, etc. All right. So you need 11 pedals. Hurry up.
Striker. Striker's going to be my Keeley Java Boost, my old Keeley Java Boost, because that's the
Nice.
zips it in.
Maybe don't go for all 11. Just
Okay,
go for some
I'm going
key
to go.
positions.
I'm going to go 3. Right, I'm going to give you 3 key positions. My striker's my Keeley Java Boost. My winger up the side is going to be my Strymon delay, because it can go everywhere and covers a lot of ground. My goalkeeper
goalkeeper's really important.
is going to be my King of Tone,
Great.
because it's never let me down.
Yeah.
I can put it in any situation, and especially live, it's like, yeah. That sounds great.
I'm going to put my Tube Screamer in goal, because
There you go.
when the sound's shit, everyone blames the goalie, don't they?
Very true.
Everyone hates or loves the goalie.
Yep.
It's always the goalie's fault. So Tube Screamer's going in goal. My defenders are something to be safe and that I can fall back on. So I've Catlin Bread Belly Puck Deluxe and Chorus, Jam Waterfall Chorus. So that just reliable, solid, make everything better. Midfielders, one of my Kingsley Overdrives,
Nice.
and the wobbly speaker, the HK Rotosphere,
Oh, come on.
delivering the surprises. Where did that come from? What a lovely ball from deep. And the striker is my fuzz. The Hendrix fuzz face, because when you've got it down, it's just goal hugging. It's just stood on the
Very
line
good.
like Alan Shearer.
That's very good.
And then when you turn the volume up, he pops up and knocks one in. There you go.
Bovington Bertie says, how is Red Wing not on the wing? That is a great... He's the other wing. The other wing. There you go. That's
It was
great.
Bovington Bertie who bought the Flying V.
That's perfect.
How are you, bud?
Well done. That was fun.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that analogy really worked, but thank you for the question, David. Maybe you have some better suggestions, soccer-wise. Chris Egg.
Hey, mate.
Chris Egg. I think I say this every time, but how amazing are eggs?
Oh, dude, I'm so into eggs at the moment.
They're just, all the things you can do with an egg.
Yep, it's incredible.
Souffle, cake, like work backwards from sweet all the way to boiled egg.
But we do a thing at the moment where we whip eggs, put some peanut butter and blueberries in it, and just put it in the oven.
Nice.
And it comes up like a cake.
Well, that's sort
Like
of a souffle.
zero, is it?
Yeah.
Right, this is like almost no carbs, and it's fabulous.
Lovely.
It's really, really good.
Eggs. Let's give it up for eggs. Scrambled, fried. Literally comes out the back of a chicken.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
You see that?
Yeah.
It's literally made of chicken.
Oi, chicken. Do us an egg. All right.
You cannot lose.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris Egg says, Leggins, I jumped the gun last week. Said I'd be on stage on Saturday, but I was a week early. Guess that means I'm excited. Any last minute advice on getting balanced bass guitar mix in an unfamiliar venue? Yes, just turn up. Let the bass worry about their own shit. Unless you're playing both, in which case just play as loud as you can all the time when you're playing the bass.
Yeah.
Until someone tells you to turn down.
Yeah. Not too loud, just as loud as you can. Got to hear it, got to feel it, got to feel the bass.
Yeah. And don't worry, from an individual musician's point of view, yes, you want to listen to each other and you all want to play dynamically together. So when the music needs to be loud, make it loud. When it needs to be quiet and you need to hear the singer, back off, man. Back off, man. And head up, right?
Sean Marshall Music says, did you just do a shout out to eggs?
Yeah, they're amazing things. And if you've never done this, right, have an egg either the day or within 24 hours of it being laid. It's a completely different game to the eggs you buy in the supermarket. Totally different game.
Yep.
Anyway, I love eggs.
That's so good.
I bought some black pudding the other day. I had black pudding, a couple of sausages, and egg.
Okay.
Just lovely.
Right.
Just lovely.
Was Catherine anywhere near you when you were cooking it?
No. God.
No.
3 things that Catherine wouldn't go anywhere near. Any kind of meat, black pudding,
and an egg.
and an egg.
Okay.
Good facts.
Eric Bean.
Good protein.
Today's TBS is brought to you by egg.
Where were we? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I think head up, right, is really important. I know you need to look to where to put your fingers and all that, and we all need to do that, but head up. I see so many bands. Everyone's a bit conscious about playing, which is completely natural, a bit nervous maybe, worried about putting your fingers in the right place. Head up. Look at your bandmates and they look at you. There is communication. That's how you start to play dynamically more together. And be loud when you need to be loud, be quiet when you need to be quiet.
Yes. But listen to that first show. Be loud when you need to be loud. There are times where you need to be loud and you have to have the room to do it. And if you're going to play a guitar solo, please make sure that everyone can hear it. It is on the top of my list of things that annoy me when I go to a gig.
Can't hear the guitar player.
Not just can't hear the guitar player. It might be the guitar player sounds great doing the rhythm stuff and they get 2, maybe 3 times a night to step forward and take a solo. They step forward, it's like, the singer's giving it everything, loud as pigs. Guitar player steps forward and it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Drives me crackers.
And BV, some lovely advice from BV. He says, don't forget to breathe. So important.
It's very good.
This is funny. 40 Watt Podcast says so low doesn't mean so low nobody can hear it.
That's very good.
That's a beautiful thing.
I like that.
That's a beautiful thing. Most of all, Chris, once you get out there, try not to worry about all that other stuff. Because if you're in your head about it, then that's what you'll think about. Instead, count the first song off off you go.
Yep.
Off you go.
Very good. We've got the egg salad experience, that poultry show. This is exciting. And then some other things. Evan Ward says, I bought a dozen at a farmer's market, all double yolkers. There you go.
You can tell the double yolk. Where I buy my eggs is this place that produces eggs for big suppliers, but I am assuming, and this is an assumption, they go through a grading process, and those ones that don't meet the particular grade get put in the egg shed.
Right.
And you can go there and buy them.
Oh.
Scan a QR code, pay
Okay.
your...
It's for odd-shaped eggs.
No. They all look completely normal, but they might not fit Waitrose's small, medium, or large or mixed sizes, or for whatever reason. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, they're always 24 hours old or newer, so they're wonderful eggs. They cost £1.30 for a half dozen.
You're kidding.
Have you got any idea how much eggs are?
I do. It costs me at least £4 to get half dozen now.
Yeah, or £3.50 for Burford Browns in Waitrose.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, I get
£1.30 for
M&S.
fresh eggs that day.
That's incredible.
And why was I talking about that? Can't remember. They're brilliant. They're just brilliant. Lovely eggs.
Yep. There you go.
Perilous Temple says, I'm so glad to be here after missing too many Q&As. New job, new schedule. Take a question from the chat.
Well done, mate.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Perilous
mate.
Temple, and hope you're enjoying your new job.
Yeah, that's great.
So let us take one from the chat. Right, this will be from Milendry Mitro.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, he says, or they say, sorry. MXR stereo chorus before Marshall SV20 or in the effects loop. MXR stereo chorus, which is an analog device, I believe.
Correct.
Should we have it up front or in the effects looping?
Well, the issue is you probably can't put in the effects loop. I'm going to go out and say can't put in the effects loop because the signal from the preamp will be too much for the input signal of the chorus. You might get away with it, but generally, if it's analog, it should go on the front. As a general rule, analog go on the front of the amp.
Yeah. I don't know what the loop in the SV20 is like. Marshall amps often have a effects level switch. So if it has an effects level switch, you can bring it down to instrument level, in which case it might work fine. Let's have a look. SV20 effects loop. Come on. You might know. If you know, please tell us. Just trying to find a picture of the back of the amp. No, can't find. Let us know. Our 50 watt plexi, which is there, has an effects loop level, so you can run pedals in the loop. But as Dan says, it might be that the BBD nature of the chorus, if it is BBD derived, won't take that amount of loop. And then the problem then is if you run it. Actually, yeah. If you run it overdrive, you still want it in front, really.
Yeah.
Overdrive before chorus, generally.
Yeah, no thanks. I could get your chorus, stick it in the front of the amp. It'll sound amazing.
There we are. If you've got a digital chorus that does the sparkly, like free the tone tri-avatar, or you want that more sparkly sound, and it can take the headroom, then maybe after.
Just make sure it's got a good analog drive-through.
But an analog chorus, and that includes Dimension C, which is not chorus, it's a different thing, but it's in the chorus family, that has particularly low headroom. And I found
yes, it does.
Running that after my overdrives just didn't work. It kind of had to go before.
Yep. And it sounds great before. Sounds really good.
Yeah. So there you go. Try it both ways. Try it both ways, as always. Chris Egg says, I see I maybe have kicked something off. Maybe, Chris. Maybe. Sorry. Envelope filters before or after dry pedals?
Always
Drive
before.
pedals, says
Always.
Ben Tillall.
The problem is if you put your envelope filter after drive pedals, you're changing the gain structure that goes into the envelope filter. You want it right at the front and you want to tweak it so that it's always being triggered by the output of your guitar. So it needs to be right at the front.
Filters in general.
Yeah, filters in general, right at the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly to start there. Jeremiah McCann. Jeremiah, how are you?
Hey, mate.
Nice to hear from you. Says, we've all had noisy rig gigs. I feel like touring musicians have this experience and switch to something like a noiseless P90. Why do we let one gig ruin the benefits of equipment with up and down? So you have one problem and you change your whole rig because of it.
That's a really good question. There's lots of layers to that. I think because, like, you're at rehearsal, you've spent so much time working on these tunes, you know, the gigs are such a big deal. You go there and it's like, it was a bit noisy. You're like, never again, because you get emotionally attached to it. But there are noisy venues that, you know, stuff happens. If your rig is generally quiet, I mean, you should, if there are some fundamental things that you can do to make sure that your rig's quiet. Good power, absolutely key. If you're doing 2 amplifiers, make sure that one of them is isolated, things like that. But if you follow that, you are greatly increasing your chances of making sure that your gig is quiet. As long as you've done that, then, you know, every now and then, the room will be noisy, stuff gets picked up in a PA. There was an amazing video I saw the other day. A guy's there, he's got his Marshall, and he's like, he goes, check this out. And he had his guitar like this, then he turns it, and the guitar was quiet, right? He turns his guitar like this, and you could hear the radio loud as pigs coming through his amp. He just goes like that, turns it off. It was amazing. It happens. If Spinal Tap has taught us anything.
Just want to say, Frankie, good luck, mate. I saw your post earlier about elevated PSA and all of that. So good. All the best for that checkup. And we hope you're well, brother.
Yes, mate.
He says he's just got to go. Peace.
Yeah.
Back to you, mate. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, the most important thing, kill the noise at the source. You know, if you've got a noisy rig and you think the answer is sticking a noise gate in it, noise gates can be really great, but they can be, don't use them to cover up a problem in the rig. Solve the problem.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation, to bring it back to pickups, with the late Chris Rea, who I was lucky enough to hang out with a bit and interview for Guitarist magazine a couple of times. He was a very gracious guy.
All right, Mick.
Chris, yeah. And he would always invite us down to his studio, and it was lovely to hang out with him and spend time with him. But talking to him about his favourite red Strat.
The On the Beach Strat.
Which I want to say is a 63, but I could be wrong. He just went through the mill, because obviously his career just went bananas after those hits.
Mm-hmm. Great songs.
Road to Hell.
Yeah,
and,
On the Beach.
Driving Home for Christmas.
Yep.
Anyway, he had quite a few hits, did Chris Rea. And so he ended up playing really big venues, and in big venues back in the day, you know, old school lighting rigs, Strat, and he said they just went through the bloody mill with it, with that guitar buzzing like hell all the time. Tried noiseless, tried the whole thing, and in the end he ended up just trying some different guitars, and him just lamenting this. So the point being, Jeremiah, if you're, rather than it just being one night where you've got to deal with something, for him it was night after night after night of big theatres and really noisy lighting rigs and stuff. So for sure you're going to look to change it or find a better solution. But if it means destroying the thing you love about your special guitar, play a different guitar.
Yeah.
Innit?
Yeah.
And I think you're right, you know, if it's just one thing and then you well, to use a terrible term, you throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, as a thought-provoking question, and thank you for that. And rest in peace, Chris Rea.
Yeah.
Bless you, mate. Peter Romano is the last super chat this week. Peter Romano says, hey guys, what is your favourite version of the Deluxe Memory Man, the Electro Harmonix Deluxe Memory Man? I'm probably just going to go and buy one and get it over with, but I'm curious on your thoughts. Thanks for all you do.
So my favourite version is the version that I have, which is, I want to say, to late 90s or early 2000s reissue. So 24 volt, and it has the original Panasonic chips in it. They've been, funnily enough, Electro Harmonix have been pretty consistent sonically with the Memory Man. But if you're a Memory Man fan, like everything, there are small things that make a big difference. So the original Panasonic chips, very good. 24 volt, very good. They did some of the smaller, more compact versions, and there's a.
Does it look like that?
It looks exactly like that.
Yeah. So Dan's favourite version of the Memory Man looks like this.
We should just hit the second camera, Michael.
Well, it's a bit overexposed, but anyway, so's that one. So
There you
that's
go.
what Dan's favourite version of the Deluxe Memory Man looks like. So the more vintage box with the fewer knobs on it.
Yeah, comes
that
in a wooden
aren't
box.
in a line.
Yeah, comes in a wooden box, 24 volt power supply, and Panasonic chips. And for me, that is the sound. That is the sound of the Memory Man.
I would say my next favourite one is this one.
Yeah, and now I've got this one as well, and it's really great. But they did a green version of this.
1100 TT.
Yes, and there's another 1100 TT. That's the green version that has the original Panasonic chips in it.
Right.
And I loved that until Ed showed me his green version.
Right.
It was like, it's got that edge on it. But then we compared that both to our original Memory Mans. It's like, no, the original Memory Man still has that thing.
Yeah.
The 1100 TT is really interesting because it has a longer delay time and it's got some expression pedal things in there that are really cool. And it does sound like a Memory Man. It is a Memory Man.
But then once you get into stuff like this, we don't know, is the answer.
Yeah, so that particular version there,
Sorry, it's blown out.
they're really good. They're smaller footprint. It's the same circuit, but those Panasonic chips, they do make a difference.
Well, it's not just the Panasonic chip, is it? Because that'll all be surface mount,
yeah, all
tiny
that stuff. Yeah.
Whereas if you open up Dan's, the one we just spoke about, which is his favourite, it's no fashion parade in there.
Oh, it really isn't.
Is it?
No, it really isn't.
It's not a model of how to make beautiful pedals,
No,
but something about it sonically, right?
absolutely.
It really does sound magic.
Yeah, it is an amazing thing.
And again, you know, we talk with this general subject comes up quite a lot. It's the idiosyncrasies. It's a dog. I don't know if she'll stay there. Well, I'll just turn the camera on. But it's the idiosyncrasies. It's the things that make it weird.
That's true. Speaking of weird,
Here's Rosie Cam then. Can you cut to Rosie Cam? That is Rosie's current. If you can't tell, she's upside down, just completely blissed out.
oh bless her.
Yeah. Actually, while we're there, I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see, but here's the back end of the studio.
Oh yeah, this is where we shot some of the stuff for today, where Mick was taking us through looking at the audio and looking at the waveforms, and you can clearly see when things were aligned and when they weren't. Yeah, it was super, super impressive.
That's the camera that's filming Dan right now, if he flicks back to it. There you go.
There you go.
And then if you flick back again, this is the back end of the control room, and all the stuff on the desk there, which probably isn't focusing currently because it's trying to focus on something else.
There you go.
There you
But
go.
yeah, this is part of the thing. It's like now that we have the monitoring situation all set up in there, we can clearly hear, with the guitars being isolated in the main room, we can hear everything when mixed in the audio. We can hear everything really clearly.
Back to dog cam.
There she is.
So that is, remember I said before there's Rosie's chair? That is Rosie's chair in the studio. I'll just pan back around and you can see kind of how that works.
There we go.
Great.
There we go. I'm loving this foot switchable camera thing.
Great, isn't
That's
it?
brilliant.
I love that it's just an analog foot switch as well. That's making me properly happy. So there you go, a little peek behind the scenes. We'll make a video on it properly, but yeah, dog's still not moved. Yeah. João Fonseca says, "Who needs pedal cam? Rosie cam is better." It really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either this or that. I'm choosing that every day.
TPS community demands a 24/7 picture-in-picture Rosie cam, says Dave Sandman. Yeah, fair enough. Bless her. Bless her.
Yeah.
When's the first show with the new setup? Well, we've already done it, Scott, actually. Have we already done it? Just One Overdrive, that was done.
That was done with this. Yeah.
Just One Overdrive was done with this setup. And the Adam Miller show, I want to say, was done with this setup. And if you listen to the track with John and Adam at the end, it hasn't had fantastic views, that video, unfortunately. Electroacoustic guitar is not massively popular among the TPS subscriber list. And I did hear from quite a number of subscribers saying they weren't even notified. And then if you have a video that doesn't take off well, YouTube basically shuts it down. So that was a bit, on the one hand, disappointing. On the other hand, I felt like, from a personal point of view, I felt like it was a really high quality piece of work.
Yeah, it was magic.
And Adam and John together was just magic. And it sort of happened by accident and they play a song at the end. Anyway, the point being, I was able to do that in the end and post-produce it in here at the end. And that's some of the happiest audio I've ever worked on.
Amazing.
I'm really pleased that
We
this
should release that separately.
setup works in here.
Yeah. We should
You
release
know?
that piece separately. If
Maybe,
we can.
yeah. And
It's really great.
just to say, you know, I don't mean that to be like self-aggrandizing. It's more that the way we've got it in here enables us to go to a new level
Yeah, completely.
of work. I think so.
Lots of people give
Anyway.
lots of love for that. David Damon says it was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic episode.
Thank you, guys. I wasn't looking for
No,
compliments.
no.
I just
No, but it's good. It's good.
we move on, and our ability to do better stuff increases. And
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And as you say, Todd, no shade on Adam or anybody else. No, completely not. Sometimes the algorithm just shuts you down.
Yeah.
If it doesn't take off quick, it shuts you down, and it's disappointing. But anyway, there we are. There we are. And you know, I would just say, in our world, it is very easy for your measure of success to be the biggest number, and we've never been about that. For me, a measure of success is doing work that you believe in,
Meaningful.
that is in good faith, and that comes from a place of integrity. And if you do that, that's the win for me.
Yeah.
That's the win. Big numbers are great. We like them, and they keep us on the air, but sometimes you don't get them. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Talking too much. Yeah, good. Scott Curry says, what animals was Dan working with last week? Because I told them you were working with animals
Oh, okay.
on VCQ.
Yeah. So let's see. So I have adorable children, and I have a puppy who is also adorable. So he counts. Yeah. There's, animals around in the vicinity. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm really sorry I couldn't make that. It was, yeah. There you go.
Being elusive.
Yeah, no, to be honest, okay. That was, it was the craziest week. Oh, no.
It was your sister.
My sister was here. My
This is
sister was here.
bloody
So, she's bloody wife. So, Darlene was over and her husband, and she hasn't been to the UK for, it's got to be, I think 13 years, they said. It's been a long, long time since they've been to the UK. And it was so great to see them. And they came and stayed for a couple of days. And the funny thing is, it's like Darlene says, oh, can you come down and grab us on the Saturday and then take us back to the airport on Monday night? Because we had them for a couple of days. I'm like, yeah, of course, that'd be great. And I'm like, she said, we're flying in late Sunday night, and I've got some stuff to do late Thursday night, and I've got some stuff to do on the Friday. So what are you doing Friday? She goes, I'm singing at Wembley. I'm like, really? She goes, oh no, it's only Wembley Arena. All right, fair enough. Yeah, but no, it was really great. It's really great to hang out with her and Mark. We had the best time. It's really, really good.
Brainman 5150 says, what are your thoughts on the Eventide H90? Tim Pearce sure loves his H9. I watched a video of him having 3 on a board. What about the kill dry option if doing wet dry? Well, Brainman,
you will be fascinated with this coming show.
There's a video coming up in 2 weeks where we talk about, it's predominantly about the digital latency that you get if you use the digital modeling amplifier and how you can get around that. And all of that applies to the Eventide H9 because the Eventide H9 has no analog dry through, and your point about using it kill dry in a wet dry rig is the only way you can use it.
The only way.
So it means if you want your dry signal present in a wet dry rig and use an H9, you can't do that unless you delay the analog amp by the same amount. And as we discovered today, is virtually impossible to do that.
The only other option that you've got is to put it in a mixer where you have a dry through in the mixer and you mix the wet sound from the H9 on top of that.
Such as Dan's Wetterbox.
Yeah.
So exactly as you say, on its own, not in a wet dry rig where you've got dry signal present with an analog amplifier, brilliant. And you see them on boards everywhere for that very reason. Swiss Army knife, loads of people use them. Yeah. Josh Smith, etc.
I use one. I use one for very specific things. Kill dry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but if you want to do wet dry in a TPS way in the way that we do it, keeping the dry signal present, then you can't use it that way. And for that reason, Dan and I tend not to use anything that doesn't have analog dry through. Because number one, I don't want the latency of the dry. Number two, I don't want my dry signal digitized at all, ever.
Yep.
So yeah.
100%.
Obviously not a problem for Tim Pearce. He likes it.
There you go.
So there we go. And BV says, check out the gig rig videos where Dan shows a workaround to kill dry in the original H9.
Yeah.
Lots of nice comments coming through on the Adam Miller Show. Thank you very much, everyone. John Fruin says, quality brings loyalty. Thank you, John.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm not moaning. Just, it is what it is.
Oliver Hutton says, big numbers or egg chat? No brainer. Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And we will... The thing with the numbers, right? We do need to be mindful of it because numbers help us stay on the air. It's that simple. And we do shows like with the One Overdrive show. It was really fun doing that show, and that was more popular. But that gives us the opportunity to do shows that are more niche. And we love doing the artist shows. They are so much fun, and we learn so much. But, you know, it's like having... it depends who it is, but even like a Grammy award-winning artist like Madison Cunningham.
I'm astounded that didn't do more views.
Yeah. But it is that thing. It's like, well, A, I haven't heard of her. B, I've heard of her, but not really my thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, if she'd have been on Beato's channel, it would have been 2 million.
Sure.
And that is the algorithmic benefit that Beato has from being bigger in the first place. You know, if you're bigger in the first place, then YouTube pushes you harder because what YouTube is interested in is the biggest number and the biggest ad revenue. And that, you know, I please don't take that as a negative comment. It is what it is. And that's YouTube's model, and that's how they make money.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't argue with that. YouTube allows us to exist. But yeah, you're fighting with one arm tied behind your back when you're small, and that's never been different, whether it's YouTube, business, being rich or poor, you know. But that's all right. We still come out swinging.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I quite like it. Eric Rudd says, the room sounds different on your voices. Mick in particular is a bit roomy. Is it a smaller space? No, it's actually a bigger space, but we haven't quite dampened it down fully yet. So in the other space, there's a lot of dampening in the room. It's a little bit reverby, but this is much more reverby. And I think we will do the curtain all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll improve. A little bit more to do above our heads.
Yeah.
And we'll just improve that as we go.
Yeah.
But it is more reverby. I don't know if you know anything about voice recording or voiceovers or anything like that. If anyone does VO, or certainly the way they do ADR for films and TV. Funny enough, saying to Dan, watch a bit of Blade Runner last night. I've never watched it from start to finish, and I keep meaning to, but it was on. So as I was doing something else, Blade Runner was on in the background. And you forget, man, the dialogue is virtually ununderstandable, incomprehensible, because it's recorded
with the mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and live.
Live, yeah. Whereas any film you watch now, all the dialogue is all replaced. They go back into a studio after and redo the dialogue, pretty much. Certainly big films and big TV. And they do that in like a very, very acoustic treated room. So there's no reverberation and no reflection. It's very hard to do.
Do you remember, what was the show, the British show? It was Helen Mirren's breakthrough show, where she was a detective.
Yeah, that's Prime Suspect.
Prime Suspect. And so as part of Liv's dissertation, she had to, you know, part of her, not dissertation, part of her studies for her degree, she had to watch this show. So we sat down and watched it with her. You go and watch that and listen, try and understand a word anyone says.
Yeah.
And the background noise is like, what is going on? It is insane.
Yeah.
And we've come so far with that, but we also, now that we're there, we expect it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, things improved. don't they?
Yeah.
Ed is saying, which version of Blade Runner? The original one with Han Solo in it.
Oh, but the original one, yes. There's so many different edits of that film.
Oh, right.
So great.
Was it Ridley Scott?
I think so.
So presumably there's a director's cut.
Oh, yeah. There's a 7-hour version of it, and it's just
Ridley
amazing.
Scott, yeah. What about Harrison Ford then? I mean, eggs are amazing enough, but Harrison Ford, he gets to be bloody Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
I mean, Han Solo.
Yep.
He then gets to be Blade Runner.
Yep.
He then gets to be Indy.
Yep.
And Patriot Games and everything else that came after. Did he do anything else massive?
I'm sure he did.
I mean, that's
But he's had what a career.
pretty impressive, isn't it? eh?
Yeah, very, very good.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, wow. Blade Runner, Star Wars. American Graffiti he was in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you know he started as a carpenter, and I think he was doing carpenter on a set, because he was a qualified, he used to do loads of carpentry, and he got into acting quite late. And then he's just like, yeah, I can do this.
Wow.
Very cool. He played the president twice, says Chris Turner. The Fugitive. That was brilliant. The Fugitive. Yeah. Very good.
Forrest Gump.
Get off my plane. Very good.
I am joking, of course. There we are. All right, everyone. We're galloping towards the end. Yeah, apparently Harrison Ford hates his role as Han Solo, says Matthew 6726. Well, a bit churlish, isn't it?
Does he though, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
It just opened up the world for him.
Yeah.
It is. I hear that with musicians a lot. Apparently, like Kurt Cobain hated playing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and stuff like that. And it's like, and I don't know if he did or not. That was just one of the things that I've heard.
And Radiohead moaning about Creep. It's like, come on.
Yeah. You know, these songs gave you a lot, and
Yeah.
you know, they did play it in the last tour.
Yeah.
Didn't let Johnny know, apparently. They started off and he was like, what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah. Good. All right, everyone, thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
Friday's show is going to be another show about boosts, but it's budget boosts to bougie boosts.
Oh, yeah, this was fun.
What can your bucks buy?
Yeah.
So we've got everything from a £50 TC Electronic all the way through to a £1,500 Soundgas Type G. Don't boosts all do just the same thing?
I think you'll find they don't.
And how much do we enjoy playing them into a clean amp, into a dirty amp? I know we've covered some of this ground before, but we particularly wanted to hear the new Type G from Soundgas alongside the old Grampian 636, so that's on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then things like Hudson Broadcast, TC Spark, a good old-fashioned TPS, and then the following week will be the aforementioned digital latency and phase issue should you want to run your Boss Katana with a tube amp or a transistor amp.
Yes, indeed. You might want to run 4 high-powered twin tone masters and kick something else in on top of those. The Dumble, for example.
Like Bo John Amasa.
Like Jobo. So, you know, what issues might you run into there?
Yeah, should you wish to do that.
Indeed.
Good. All right, everyone, thanks for being with us. Daniel?
Yes, mate.
You know what is required.
I do.
At this point.
Yep.
There's no lavish meat feast tonight. It might just be burgers.
Burgers are good.
All right, Rosie. Soon be time to go nose, won't it? Soon be time to go nose. Oh.